You're watching News 12 Westchester, as local news gets.
The tragedy on the tracks 1 year later. Tonight on News 12, a look back at the deadliest accident in Metro North's history. And are commuters any safer now? Good evening, I'm Janine Rose. News 12's Scott McGee is at the Valhalla train crossing where that accident took place. He begins our special coverage. Scott.
Janine, and this is the place right here. This is where Ellen Brody was detoured on a very dark night. She'd never been here before. Headlights coming toward her. She doesn't see us very well. And that's what started this inexplicable and tragic chain of events that have affected so many people. It all started with a detour. 6 lives lost at this Valhalla Railroad crossing when a Metro North train T-boned an SUV that had driven onto the tracks. 5 men, all on their way home during the evening commute, were killed inside that train. 15 more people seriously injured.
Multiple injuries, trying to educate everybody down now.
The driver of the SUV, 49-year-old Ellen Brody, was killed instantly in the fiery explosion. Brody was on her way to Scarsdale via the Taconic Parkway when she was detoured by a head-on collision that sent traffic onto Commerce Street. When she arrived at this railroad crossing, an intersection she'd likely never used before, the railroad crossing gate came down on her SUV. Brody got out, walked to the back of the car and tried to free it from the crossing gate arm, then got back in, paused, and rolled forward. A process that took about 30 seconds, and that's when train 659, traveling at about 48 miles per hour, collided with the SUV, pushing it 1,000 feet down the tracks. 13 40-foot segments of the third rail entered the first car, causing most, if not all, of the deaths and serious injuries inside the train.
If the driver's seat is here, the third rail would have come in behind the driver's seat, sort of at an angle, and by the time it had come through the other side, it's now on top of the right rear tire.
Passengers then fled the burning train, most of them walking south into Valhalla, where they waited for a ride home, many not knowing the true seriousness of what happened until they turned on the evening news. And we are still waiting for that final NTSB report on this incident. But Ellen Brody was one of the people involved in this incident. There was another person, the man who was driving behind her. News 12's Tim Cassidy is one of the people who talked to him on that night. And Tim, you've got more on his story.